And welcome back to the Golden Geese Podcast, episode number 6. And like I was saying, yeah, Street Volume 2. Okay, it's for the PlayStation 2. It's one of the most fucking fun games that I have ever played in my life. Because it's just like, it's one of those silly sports games where it's just, you know, it's like basketball if it was like cartoonish as fuck. Because like there's this thing called a mechanic called a game breaker. It's like if you style on the opposing team enough, you can get a game breaker and it like destroys the net and they lose like a point and then you gain 2 points, which is devastating in this game. So I have been trying to make a run up through the campaign with a version of my friend, Ned, of course, Mr.
Right.
Ned. He's a tall white guy, and I was just like, I just think it'd be fun. I made the character look exactly like him, like carbon copy. And then this fucking guy sucks asshole at basketball. That's the problem. Like he is 6'3". How tall is he?
Yeah, probably like 6'3".
He's like 6'3". He can't block for shit. He can't dunk for shit. He can't rebound for shit. He fucking sucks at this game apparently. So I have just been struggling to get past the first level of Street Volume 2, and it's pissing me off because I really have put a lot of time into like I have like 22 losses and like 4 wins with Ned's character, and it's fucking devastating. So but highly I don't know. Hey, next time you're in town, me, you, Ty, we're playing Street Volume 2 because I have a multi-tap for my PlayStation, so we're gonna play that shit. It's so fun though. So
so is it as cartoony as NBA Jam or not?
Probably. I don't know. I haven't played that one, but
Okay.
yeah, but it's fun as fuck. It's fun as fuck. Anyway, hello. Yes, welcome the guest today. We have E.G. Land, Gracie. We have Proil, and we have Rachel, of course, on my left over here. Yeah, hello. How are you? How are y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
Chilling, bro.
Yeah.
I was like
Just got
Cold
some
Stone.
Greek food and some ice cream. So I am full and I'm happy to be here.
That's good. We love our Greek food. You ever been to Kava? Ever tried that Kava shit?
I have not.
Okay, well, it's basically Chipotle, but better.
Mediterranean food.
Yeah, it's fresh.
Oh, I
it's
have.
expensive. Oh, you have? Oh.
I have. Yes, I like those Kalamata olives, and that you can get that on top of everything.
It's a little expensive, in my opinion, but I feel like all Mediterranean food is, for some reason. I don't know.
It's all fresh, as you said.
I feel like most restaurants are just going down the path of being expensive, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's true.
This
Yeah.
economy is crippling.
Right.
It's true with this goddamn Joe Biden economy. I tell you what, man. Yeah, even Chipotle. I've seen a lot of people bitching about Chipotle. They'll be like, Chipotle's being super stingy with their portions. So they'll go to Chipotle. This is a TikTok trend. They'll go to Chipotle. They'll start ordering. If they start skimping on their portions, then they just fucking leave. They'll be like, "Can I get a little more beans?" And then they'll do like a little bitch scoop of beans. And then they just walk the fuck out. And honestly, it's exactly what they deserve at Chipotle for being stingy as fuck. It's like, how are you going to skip on beans, bro? You know how a pack of beans is like $2? Not even. So.
But the labor to cook them, man.
Oh, bro. Yeah, it's so tough. Fucking dumping that shit in the bowl. Yeah. Evil. Evil, bro. I have no remorse for Chipotle. Really. I've never really liked it to begin with, to be honest, anyway. Like, so their decline only brings me joy. I'm
have you
a
had
keto boy.
They've got their special like chicken al pastor right now, and that is fire. Like John and I got Chipotle, and it was like $30 like total, which was a bit expensive, but the chicken was very, very good.
You can get pastor at like a authentic Mexican restaurant anywhere, and it's cheaper too. We pay like $2 for like. Honestly, you really shouldn't be paying more than like $2 to maybe $3 for a taco. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, minimum 2 tortillas on the bottom, right? It comes with the onions, cilantro, and the limes as well. And that's ideal. It should be about
okay, well, some
$2-3.
of us didn't grow up with the authentic,
I didn't, bro.
Some of us are white girls who like our white girl tacos with our white girl chicken. We'll put our Parmesan on our tacos.
I'm trying to put you on game, Gracie. I'm trying to help you the fuck out, all right? I'm trying to save you because you're over here talking about Chipotle. And it's like, oh, this Chipotle chicken. I promise you, there's so much more to life than Chipotle. I swear. Oh man. But anyway. Oh, speaking of beef,
It's chicken, but yes.
Well, you can make beef pastor. I mean, I was gonna talk to Eric about the fucking the Drake Kendrick Lamar beef. I just want to say, I want to get put it out there that I just love bitching about other Drake fans because as a Drake fan, I feel like I have the right to do so. My TikTok currently is all full of people who are like coping super fucking hard, where it's just like they're like, oh, bro, Family Matters was the best song to come out of this whole beef. And like, it's not a bad song, but like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, it's fine.
It's objectively not like us, and it's not really close.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, it's good, but like, we're just, why are we trying to do this? We're trying to do this like this weird, stupid one-up thing where it's just like, oh yeah, he fucking got absolutely, fucked in this rap battle. But, at least he had, this song clearly is the top tier one that came out of it. I'm like, really? Really? I don't know. Like, I don't even think it was I don't know. I guess it was like the production was really fire. I mean, like the beat switches were fucking good, but I don't know. He didn't really say it. Like, the thing is, it's just full of lies. That's the thing. Like, Drake has already proven himself to be an untrustworthy man. Like, he lied about his son when he was initially revealed. He has already proven to be a bad judge of character and a man who just cannot be trusted. You know what I mean? Because at least the thing is with Kendrick Lamar, he's never given me a reason to not believe him. You know what I mean? Like, he put a whole album out when he was cheating on his wife. So, that takes guts. So, I don't know. But I don't know. I mean, Eric, have you been following it pretty closely?
Yeah, I probably came in. I think I heard Drake push-ups first, and then I went back to figure out like what kind of started that, and that was Kendrick's feature on Metro Boomin's track. And then after that, Kendrick just kind of went off. It was just two songs, then Drake's Family Matter, then two more songs on top of that. So obviously by quantity, Kendrick got that, and I just thought it was funny. Because during that whole week, I was just on Reddit, just scrolling, and all these negative Drake fans are like, "Yeah, so Kendrick's got 3 days to respond, or he immediately loses." And it's like, bro, what?
Yeah, and I think that's so funny too, because it's so indicative of like their careers as well. Like Kendrick has always been like a quality over quantity type person, whereas like Drake's strategy is like, let me just blitz this dude with like 4 tracks in a row or whatever the fuck. It's just like, okay, yeah, I mean. It's not like a numbers game like that, really. I don't even think it's really a numbers game as like in general, because I think that's sort of the thing that Drake fans always tend to fall back on. They're always tending to like go back to Drake has a fucking 97 billion streams. What the fuck does Kendrick have? It's like, okay, but that's not really the point.
Right.
Like I think we're trying to quantify something that isn't like quantifiable, right? It's like the impact to like Drake's reputation and like just getting absolutely like fucking roasted. And then, well, you can't put a figure on that, truly. So I don't know.
Is it enjoyable music? That should be the number one and honestly only question.
Correct. And was something said? You know what I mean? Was something of substance really said? It's just like, yeah, Drake makes a catchy song and that's what he's best at. But it's just like at the end of the day, this man's a deadbeat who hangs out with fucking pedophiles. I don't know what to tell you. Like he really, that's the impact. Bam, right there. It don't matter how many streams you have. Like, the point got across. And so I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at with this whole beat.
I think that's like kind of the package deal that's just common in life in general nowadays. In like the last 5 to 10 years, is people being super parasocial and like overly competitive for no reason.
Yeah.
There's like a time and place for everything, but like, I forgot whose skit it was. It was like RDC's skit maybe, or some other guys. And he was portraying himself like a Drake fan. And he was talking to his friend. He's like, oh man, Drake got cooked. And he turned around to his friend. He's like, oh yeah, we have more money than Drake. It's like, bro, that's not even like part of the what? Do you have more money than Drake? We're both fucking poor. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like Drake doesn't fucking know you, bro. Why are you throwing the whole fucking thing like that, man? It's crazy. I don't get it. I do not get it. It's insane. Like, and I think that's the funniest part too. Is just like they just can't let the shit go. Like Drake put up a white flag with his last diss track. He literally said, I don't even want to do this shit no more. Like I don't want to fucking rap anymore. This shit sucks. It's like what? Just take the hint. read the room, get the fuck out. Like, I don't know. It is what it is. But that just speaks more to the failing education system of America. I tell you, these kids can't. Well, I'm just saying, these kids
can't blame the teachers. It's the taxpayers for not paying more for the schools, right? That's why we're having all this beef.
I'm not blaming the teachers. They're not the problem. I blame the parents, if anything, okay? Like, you know, if you're listen, you know, I was not the best student, okay? But my mom cared. So she really made me, you know, at least try to pass the fucking classes. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't have No Child Left Behind at my school. They would fucking flunk you. You know, because I went to a private school, but not like a rich one. It was a poor private school. So I don't know. I'll just say, like, a lot of these kids, that's the thing. They'll just, you know, their arguments are like, oh, bro, but how much clout? How much? You see how many fucking more subs this dude has? How much more money he fucking has? Like, they just can't think constructively. You know, it's all just like, oh, bro, he's got more money than you. He's clearly in the right, you know, since he has more fucking money. So I don't know.
It's a lot of surface level complaints and comparisons. And it's like, at a certain point, it's not even fun talking to some people because it's just like, okay, well, you have a single brain cell and a single thought. It's not even yours.
I know, but that's the problem. I keep getting baited. I can't stop myself. I still engage with these people on the internet. Like, I wish.
No.
I will fucking always respond and comment and get into online arguments with someone who is probably fucking 12. And it's just like, yeah, man, I can't.
You will never win that. You just gotta put the phone down, ignore it, and go do something else.
I can't, bro. It's just, you
know, my mama told me, she said can't means won't. So you won't change, Alex. That's what we're hearing right now. This is actually an intervention for you and online etiquette.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's not Mars.
Yeah? Yeah. Listen, maybe I did skip the online etiquette portion in school. I tell you what, but I don't know. I mean, I just think like some of these kids will never listen. If someone doesn't say it to them, even if it's online, they're never gonna get it. You know, someone's got to bitch them out. You know, it's just less effective online. You know what I mean? Like when you're in someone's face, obviously, you know, they feel like they'll take the hint a little bit better. But yeah, I don't know.
You're giving the energy of, you know what, kids should be bullied. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting.
And while to like a certain degree, I disagree, I also kind of agree because now these kids got like so many built-in excuses like, oh man, I was trolling, you didn't catch the sarcasm. It's like, no, you're just an asshole.
Right.
Clown emoji, clown emoji, clown emoji.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, you're triggering me. Don't mention the clown emoji.
And then they'll make you look like the villain out of nowhere.
Right. It's like, actually, I'm fucking neurotypical and a minor, so you can't criticize me. It's like, what?
So I'm glad you brought that up because I need to know y'all's opinion. So whenever like a lot of these minors do stupid shit and get caught, or I won't even say stupid shit because we've done stupid shit. I mean like illegal shit. Like you should know that it's wrong. And you'll hear these 40-year-olds like, oh, he's only 16, you know. They do that at that age. It's like, bro, you were 16. I was 16. Your mama was 16. We didn't do this. Like, what happened? I wouldn't say this, right? But I'm just saying, if I could get away with some other shit and just say, hey, man, I'm a minor. You gotta let me go. Like, that's just fucked.
Yeah.
That's how you raise psychopaths.
For sure. Have you seen the Kia Boys documentary from Channel 5?
I have not.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so fucking good. It basically follows, what is it, Connecticut? I think there's the Connecticut sect of the Kia Boys, right? I'm sure we're all aware of Kia Boys, right? They bust into the Kias with the USB and, you know, just go on joyrides with these cars. The explanation that these kids give is just fucking mind-boggling because they're just like, you would think, right? Like you're stealing a car. Oh, they're probably it's probably because they're getting a huge fucking bankroll, right? They're basically buying burner vehicles so, you know, people can go commit crimes and when the interview, he says, yeah, so how much do you typically make per car? It's like, shit, we make like $50, $100. I'm just like, he's just like, wow, that's actually really fucking dumb. You know, you're literally risking your freedom. You know, like this is a whole ass felony. Like for $100, like you could make more money working at McDonald's full time. like it's so I don't know. It's just the kids they're just misguided. You know, they're misguided. They just need a role model. You know, they just need the Robin Williams to their Good Will Hunting. I think that's the problem, to be honest. So
then coming back to the failure of our society, who would you think the main blame is on if you're not blaming the kids?
Oh. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I would like to blame the parents, but the thing is, there's just some people who you just can't save. Like, you can't save everyone. Obviously, there's going to be some kids that don't want to ever change, but it should not be as large of contingent if it is of like kids who are like doing, kind of getting into trouble and whatnot. I feel like most of these kids can be saved, and I think maybe parents aren't trying hard enough, and they're expecting teachers and I don't know, the government to kind of do that shit. Like the police are not there to help your children. They're not role models for them. They're just there to slap them in handcuffs and ruin their fucking life. So I don't know, like. The teachers, there's no more stand by me teachers anymore. Unfortunately, they don't get paid enough for that shit. So.
Teachers like can't discipline students anymore, and I think I don't want to say like that's an issue, but it also kind of is when these people are raising so many kids basically every day.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids don't always have the luxury of having like a parent who works from home or is a full-time parent to teach them, yes and no, right and wrong. And so when teachers, not saying there has to be like physical discipline, but when you're not allowed to hold a kid back, when you're not allowed to, reprimand a student for behaving a certain way, and a kid can cry, trauma, racial, minority, anything, like once those things start happening, like there is no control. And these kids see that, and then there is no respect. And then they go out into the world and they tweet around and say whatever because they know there's no repercussion, because in their day-to-day there's no repercussion. Yeah. So now these kids who, back when we were in grade school, it was like cyberbullying, and people, they just hide behind a screen because if they said this stuff in real life, there would be repercussions. But now these kids who, quote, hide behind a screen say these same things in person, and they're like, say, L ratio IRL and walk away, and it's the same thing as there's no nothing.
Right. I think you kind of hit it like dead on. Like it really is just a consequences thing. Cause like, I'll be honest, like I was so scared of what my mom, cause listen, I'm not saying, hitting your children is the answer. Maybe for some kids it might be. Like, okay, I'm just saying.
Boundaries are the answer. You need boundaries, and you need someone to assert those boundaries. And when kids, high school, college, even, middle school don't have boundaries being set for them, they push way too far, and that's when these kids get into trouble.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing though too. It's just like, I think at the end of the day, most people I think a lot of people won't even like bother, to discipline their kids in other ways as well, though, too. It's just like they'll never like take their phone away or like say, hey, you have to stay home and fucking, I don't know, do a puzzle instead of whatever the fuck else you were going to do. Like my mom threatened to, when I was a kid, I was kind of getting into trouble in like kindergarten or whatever this shit, like whatever. And she was like, I would get like, not like detention. Did you guys have the card system?
Yeah, like a green car or something.
Yeah.
You go like green light, yellow light, red light, and then like you're parked or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't even get. I didn't even have recess like a lot of the time because I would just kept getting like orange cards, which meant you had to just run laps all recess. And they told my mom, and she was like, yo, I mean, hey, you want to be a little badass? I'll send you over to Avenue A. And I was just like, because that's where my cousins who like, tended to get into more trouble went. And I was like, no, please, God, don't send me there. So I stopped talking. I literally just like, I don't know. I just tried not to get in trouble anymore. I never got past a yellow card after that. So
there you go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, at least for me, I was a pretty good kid overall, but I remember there was this one time where I got an 84 on a progress report, and for my school district, I assume others as well, an 85 was a B, so I had, the highest you can get. And I was grounded for 4.5 weeks until the report.
God damn.
I got that grade back up.
Wow.
And you best believe I never got to see in my life again.
The bar was way the fuck up here. That's crazy.
Yeah. Her excuse, I wouldn't even say an excuse. So this was like 7th grade or something. So like up until that point, I had a good track record of good grades. So she's like, okay, you're not trying enough. And granted, I wasn't, but I didn't want to let her know that. So, I had to take that L and I learned my lesson. But the other thing is like, again, with the consequences, I was scared of that shit, but I was also embarrassed seeing these other kids my age just like fuck around and just not care. It's like, what are y'all doing? You just look bad.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, I may have been,
I mean, that's fair, but there's different degrees to it.
right. I mean, like I never, the only time I ever failed a class in my life was senior year of high school because I had enough credits that I just didn't give a fuck. And I was just like, yeah, I graduate either way. So I don't care about this class anymore because my GPA was already fucked. Like I graduated with a very bad GPA. It was like, I don't know, must have been like 2.3 or some shit like that. Like, but it's because I didn't give a shit. Like once I got to college, I have like a 3.5, 3.6 or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? It's all about, like motivation. I think kids just don't have like proper motivation, it's like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, truthfully. But, I think another issue though, as well as, it's kind of what Gracie goes back to, consequences, like no child left behind. You gotta leave some of those motherfuckers behind because I'll be honest, like some kids are just fucking some kids are dumb. like some kids just need to like actually take some more time to develop. And
the brain, everyone ages and develops at different paces, and when you accelerate these kids, you end up with adults who have unprescribed ADHD and adults who don't know how to run on like a day-to-day. And I do believe that child development is super important, and when you rush it, you end up with people who they don't know what they're doing, and they're sitting there kind of on their hands, and they don't have the organization skills, they don't have like the discipline skills, because they just were dragged all the way up until they're put out at 18 to go do their own thing.
It's true.
Agreed.
True. Then they end up, out in the streets, with nothing. They don't have skills. They can't do math. Then they end up homeless, and then they end up dying. That's the United States of America. I don't know. That's just
that hits too close to home.
Hey, really?
My senior year, yeah. Well, certain parts, not me. I promise.
I was like, you were homeless.
Almost, but
seem to be doing pretty good.
My senior year of college, my uncle asked me if I can tutor my cousin who was in 10th grade. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I did that for a while. Like the first week it was fine. Second week it's like, okay. Third week I was like, all right, solve for X. What is 6 times 5? He couldn't do it. He was counting on his fingers, and he still got the wrong answer.
Oh my goodness.
He's in 10th grade, and I'm just like, okay, what happened? So that's just an example. Like, some people do need to be at least in summer school or something,
right?
With deficiencies like that. So I don't know. I
mean, ultimately, we just don't like. I think like the problem with this country is we just don't give a fuck about people. Like, truly. Yeah. I still got to count on my fingers to do math. McCall, it's totally fine. Some of us still may have to lean on that. Some of us may be in this episode right now, actually. And I'm not gonna, but. I don't know. I think the issue is people just don't like give a fuck about other people, and I think that's kind of the problem. Because I kind of mentioned it with like the homeless thing. Like homeless people, they kind of just get left out to die. Like that's the thing. People are always. I was talking to my sister the other day, and she's just like, like people like the homeless problem. Like homelessness is like an issue here in California, but to be honest, like we also just get a lot of homeless people shipped out here, and I'm just like, that's true, but that's only because. If they are homeless here, like in the Midwest, they will die. Like they will just fucking freeze to death and get scraped off the sidewalk because they just don't give a fuck. Like in a lot of states, like I don't know, like even in the South and the Midwest, it's just like, yeah, bro, good luck. It's like you're playing on a Rust server now because they're just not gonna help you. Like I don't know, it's tough, but that's just how America is, to be honest. So the kids have no support. The homeless, I don't know.
Recently, I had to go out to Portland, and more specifically, a town called Tualatin, Oregon, for job training. And as I'm talking to some of my coworkers, they're like, "Yeah, so there's this fun stuff you can do. There's like a beach over here." My geography is bad, so I didn't even realize that was a thing. But yeah, we're on the West Coast. And they were like, yeah, you can go hiking. It's rains every day, so just bring a raincoat. And I was like, sure, I guess. But then the conversation came. They were like, yeah, you can go downtown as well, some restaurants. Just don't go to certain alleys because the homeless. And I was like, okay, I guess. Thanks for the heads up. So then I started talking to like a few other people, and they kept saying the same shit. So then me and my group of trainees, like we went downtown, we saw this giant bookstore. Apparently it's the largest bookstore in the United States or some shit like that.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool.
And yeah, it was nice. I won't lie. It was like a giant library from college or something. But we went there, and as we're driving, we actually do see like a homeless village, and that's what people were calling it around there. And I'm just like, yeah, this is not okay.
Right. I mean, it's just the sad part is just, I think, you know, it always goes back to Ronald Reagan. You can always trace it somewhere back to Ronald Reagan. But like, the issue is there's plenty. I mean, I think like probably most homeless people are like, they don't want to be fucking homeless. Right. But it's just like, but there is also a contingent that just have like mental health issues and shit. And we don't have like the facilities to take care of them. Because back in the day, like Ronald Reagan shut down a lot of like what is it? They were mental health hospitals, I think, or whatever. They called them asylums as well. I mean, whatever you want to call it. But there was a good contingent of, those people, like once those were shut down, the funding was cut. They just ended up on the streets. And like, that's just kind of how it's been ever since then. And I think that's like the worst part about it. Because, a lot of people are so, quick to judge and not willing to help these people because, maybe they're just scared. Like they think they're just like, oh, like, you don't know, is this person, going to be a person down on the luck who I can help or whatever, or is this be someone who's like, I don't know, gonna chase me or whatever the fuck. I don't know. It's just one of those situations. It's tough to really say what the fucking answer is. But again, I mean, the answer is certainly not just leave them on the fucking streets. So yeah, it's tragic though. Whenever I think that's the worst part about whatever going to any city, because you just see it all over the place, and people love to bitch about it, but nobody wants to do nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I think the superficial answer would be like some of these rich people got to turn into Bruce Wayne or some shit and like understand losing money in the process, but they're helping people.
Right. I mean, I just don't think they're willing to make that trade off. Because think about, hey, if you're a billionaire, hey man, I'm building a compound. Me personally, I don't know what you would. Hey, that's a good question. Hey, Gracie, what would you do if you had $1 billion?
I had $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't even know what I'd do right now with $1 billion. I guess if I could, I guess if I had $1 billion and as, given the context of us talking about all the homeless people, I mean, you got to invest in like mental health care and like the facilities, and then also like clean, like drug programs, like helping with like that and overcoming addiction too, like not just the mental health, but like the addiction, like kind of like what Joe Biden tried, when he just passed out clean syringes and stuff, like they're syringes, but like isn't that what he did? He like passed out clean needles. The idea was to help.
Oh, yeah, you're thinking of it's like harm reduction.
Yeah, so
but
like,
a lot of centers will do that.
Yeah, you reduce the diseases spread by just supplying, like, the idea is there, to keep people safe and healthy, but there just needs to be way more of that. And there needs to be way more people who care about these people. And I don't think where humans are today, we don't care. People don't care enough about other people right now. Everyone's concerned about their social media following. Everybody wants to be an influencer. Everybody wants to have a small business. Nobody wants to step outside and help people anymore the way, back in the 50s, we'd step out and help our neighbors and share our favorite, the pint of sugar with everybody. But now it's like, oh, you're in the road, like, you're in my way. You're, panhandling on the street. This is annoying because now I have to like feel guilty driving by these people.
Right. And that's the thing too. It sucks for working class people because like, you don't want to end up homeless. So you have to work. Like you're so fucking exhausted from your 40 hours a week. You're just like, God damn, I just want to take a nap and go to the movies and just like, exist peacefully for, just a couple hours. Like, I don't know. It's tough. Like, it's got to be a government thing. It has to be. There's literally no other option. Like, because
there's economic programs set in place right now to help people get above like the poverty line, but then there's nothing to help them get like nothing to help them to continue to go up the ladder. And so you have this, indefinite cycle of people getting above the poverty line and then going back and being dependent on, food stamps, wages, and then getting back above the poverty line and then falling. So eventually, you turn to other ways to, cope with depression because you can't afford therapy and you can't afford healthy food, and you're too exhausted from work to exercise. And then eventually, people succumbing to, drugs. And then that's when you end up with like the homelessness and all that.
It's true. Fentanyl is probably much cheaper than, the rest of life, to be honest. So it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, that's crazy. That shit's killing people though. Like fentanyl. That's the scariest shit is they'll cut fentanyl with just a shit ton of other drugs just for funsies. Like they're just like, it's like, why the fuck? I saw like an article where it was just like there was fentanyl in like someone's weed. And I'm just like, why the fuck would you do that? Like you're just it's like I feel like you've just ruined your customer base, killed someone, and also just like really given people ammo to like not legalize weed and where it would be safer and not cut with fucking fentanyl. Like I don't know, it's just dumb. This shit is crazy, but it's all for in the pursuit of money, I guess. So. Well, on a happier note, let's talk a little bit about D&D.
Yeah, I thought this was supposed to be an anime podcast, and I come in, we're talking politics, homeless people, mental health. I'm like,
I don't know.
This was an anime podcast.
Well, I wanted to bitch about America for a little bit. I don't know. It's just shit that's being weighing heavy on me. I don't know. I figured we'd talk about it. It's fine. But listen, we still have time for D&D and anime.
Absolutely.
There's still plenty of time. Don't worry. So let's start with the D&D then. Let me just roll it out. Eric, we've been playing the hit game Dungeons and Dragons, for the IRL edition. I picked up a starter pack, a starter set, starter kit. Yeah, and it's pretty fun. It's like very on rails, and it's like it takes us through this adventure on an island where dragons died and their magic kind of lingers. And Gracie, Rachel, and Nathan, who is probably at the gym right now, have all been coming over to my place, and I'm having a fucking ball. But hey, why don't you, Rachel? Why don't you go ahead and talk about your experience?
It's been interesting for sure.
Gracie, what about you? That's all she had.
I've been having a blast with it. It's been really cool, getting to play. Honestly, I've never played any of the campaigns that have come directly from like Wizards of the Coast or like in those pre-made boxes, and I was very impressed with how they have the character sheets set up and how the story's been able to progress. And literally, like the DM guide even has thought of so many things where when I make like I want to make a religion check, I want to make an insight check, the guidebook has answers based on what the role is. So I was very impressed, honestly, with the set. Alex has been doing a kick-ass job DMing too. I think the very first time doing that. And the improv is really fun. The character voices are great. You grabbed a fucking trash can to mod your voice for some of the characters, and that was really creative. I'm having a lot of fun too, just because I've enjoyed getting to help, teach people how the combat works and just help with that as well. So I'm having a good time. I like my character.
Yeah, we have I think so. Rachel's a cleric. Gracie is. What are you?
I'm a fighter.
And then I think Nathan is a paladin, and his lore is that he just bangs gilfs. That's kind of his thing. So whenever there's an elder character, he uses his persuasion to help progress the quest line, and it's pretty fucking funny. I can't lie, because on one hand there's me talking into a trash can, as to add reverb to my voice, and he's just trying to riz his way through the campaign. It's pretty good. But
he's a holy individual, i.e. a paladin, and he's trying to smash gills. That's wild.
Yeah, I was actually I meant to ask about that, because I don't know that much about how his character was before we all met, but I feel like perhaps celibacy should have been a part of his whole paladin thing, being devoted to just his god. So I kind of think that given he's pursuing the Gilf Hunter title and is now my primary client under OnlyPals, that he
I forgot about that.
Should be an Oathbreaker paladin, I think. I think that there should be something that we should do about that.
Well, I know my friend Blorgan, he would never take an oath of celibacy. One thing about that guy, he stays in those streets, he is for them. So, that's but it's just been cool. It feels like when you're a little kid and you're just playing pretend, and just the limitless imagination, that kind of comes with that. I don't know. It's super fun because we're just all having a blast with it, making jokes and shit. And I think the fun part is just like making shit up that's not even in the book. Like, for example,
we should ask Rachel about her
special weapons.
Balls.
Yeah, go ahead and yeah. Rachel, go ahead and tell them about some of your items that you've picked up so far.
Well, our first battle was against, what do you call them? Not drowns.
I think they're zombies. Yeah,
like
just
zombie sailors.
Zombies, yeah.
And so because I play a character that's a dwarf, I'm really short, so like whenever I was like, I'm hitting him, I said I hit him in the balls. And so at some point Alex is like, oh yeah, you hit him so hard, now his balls are falling off. And then I assume it wasn't me, but it was either Gracie or Nathan was like, yeah, you should use those as like your items. And I was like, it makes sense because my character in her sack has something like a blade that I kept from defeating an enemy. So like it's in my whatever lore to keep little trinkets from my combats.
Right. Now she has those. It's a projectile set of zombie balls. They do necrotic damages, and so we decided. So I don't know, just shit like that. Gracie captured some zombie legs from that first fight. I had them run off into the distance after she, sliced them in half, and now it's one of her mounts. She can use it to carry her gear. Just shit like that. Like I think it's just cool. So.
See, it's funny you brought that up because I only did one campaign and we didn't even finish it, unfortunately, earlier this year. And I was a dragon paladin the size of LeBron. And one of my co-players, he was shorter, so he's going to use me as like a barrier to shoot between my legs. But he rolled a nat 1. So I got neutered on the battlefield. It was very unfortunate.
So you can't be a gilf hunter, huh?
No.
Yeah, I had to give it to my brethren. So
yeah, but that means he's super focused. He has no. He's just like, you know what, guys, my mind is clear. I can see my path, from here, objectively. So. Yeah, fun shit like that. So I wish Nathan was here a little bit to talk about it as well, because this is mine,
really
his, and Rachel's first ever campaign. So. It's we're having a blast with it. I think we still have like 2 more chapters left. So
yeah.
Okay.
But we'll definitely be down to do some more. So if you'd like to join us in the future, and we'll probably play them over Discord and shit, I think it'd be a super fun thing to do.
Cool.
So yeah. And apparently you can just do shit online too. I don't really know too much about that. So Gracie, if you have more knowledge, then please bestow it upon me. E.g. Land.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I was just saying
like the online like D&D stuff like that, like Roll20 and D&D Beyond.
Yeah. I mean kind of lay out like what's that look like?
Yeah, I sent Nathan a couple of links, but if I remember correctly, D&D Beyond has like a lot of the books stuff that you can access. You can make character sheets there. It's okay to use. It is kind of like paywall locked, so you can't have access to like every race and every information and all the like stats on there and some of the classes and subclasses unless you have certain books purchased on D&D Beyond, and then that information is like funneled through the character sheet. But if you do use D&D Beyond, I think there's a plugin through Roll20 that you can use, and basically you can sync your character sheets from D&D Beyond into Roll20. And Roll20 has been a great way for my friends and I, like outside of you lovely people. We got a guy running a campaign for us that's really cool. It's got this whole vampire thing, very similar in theme to like the story quest of like Baldur's Gate. But he runs it through Roll20, and he has like a ton of maps that he's purchased, and we'll use those for every kind of session. And then we have our little character chips that just go on the board. It really adds to the immersion, and he does like the ambiance and the background music. But yeah, a lot of them are like subscription based for like really good stuff. But it's just up to how invested into the D&D lifestyle you want to be.
That's cool. Damn. I mean, I'm super interested to see how it kind of plays out, because it's just, I don't know. The way you make it seem, it just feels super different. Like having everyone next to us. You know what I mean? Like I think that energy in the
being
room.
in person is so much better. I don't like to play online. Like it's been good for what works for everybody's lifestyle and being halfway across the country with some of these people.
Like you,
but it
that's
is so
gonna
much
be you
better.
soon. You're gonna be passed across the
I
country.
know, but if we do it, if we keep going after I move, like we should honestly do like cameras, like you should have people on screen. I don't think like, because right now the game that I play in, we're all just on Discord rolling through like a website and nobody can see anyone, and I'll be sitting there, I'm like, these fuckers don't know I'm crocheting, I'm just gonna sit here and crochet, maybe I'll play TFT, like nobody is gonna know, and so I'm not as like into my
Yeah.
character. But when
that
you're
sucks.
sitting there at the table with 4 other people, you can't be on your phone because then you look like a dick.
Damn.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's valid because that makes you a dick. No, I see what you mean though. It's definitely easier to be engaged, like when everyone's.
And you can riff off each other better, I think.
I agree. I think you need that that face to face connection. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see because I'm super down to do more in the future. Like, especially after, like, we're gonna have to try to finish this one before you leave.
We
leave town.
will. Like, we'll finish for sure the sessions. I think there's probably 2 more sessions that we have. But I know Nathan really wants us to like continue it.
Oh, like with our characters, or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, he wants to keep playing.
Lord.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see.
I'm down to, but yeah, we can either take our characters and go start a new campaign, or Alex as DM, you can just create more story for the story we have now.
I've never been really good at writing. I used to have this series, Dear Diary. I don't know if you've seen it. It doesn't really end super well.
Just
I don't
use
know. Just use AI. Actually, that's kind of a good idea. Maybe I could.
Just
Yeah.
generically give.
Just be like, AI, yo, build me a D&D campaign. It could be that might be a move, to be honest.
They're gonna rip off something else.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah, but that's okay. I'm willing to make that sacrifice. Because it's tough out here. It's hard times. Those books are expensive.
I guess that we could always purchase a book and just plop them into that world, whatever one sounds the closest to what we've been working on.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, it's a starter kit, so there could be like, if you want to continue the story, buy this book next. So.
Right. For sure. For sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll have to see. I mean, it's we still got quite a bit to go on this one, and I'm sure other people would also like to play D&D with this as well. I know Ned has expressed. I don't know what the optimal party size is or people to play, but I feel like 3 is actually kind of good. Like, it seems like a good number. We all get to interact just as much.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do more than 4. 5 is pushing it, but then you get to a point where you have half of like the party members wanting to go down one path, and the other half go down the other, and then you could end up with like the party split, and the DM does like 10 minutes with this group and then 10 minutes with the other group.
Yeah, that sucks. The fuck that. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm excited to see the end of this campaign. I will be sure to
You can read it if you want.
I mean, I probably will. I definitely read ahead to that way I can get a
Grasp on what you need us to
right,
do.
because like for the Myconid section that we just did, I think it helped to know a little bit more about the situation, so I could kind of direct. I need to get better at being like.
It's smelly in here. It does not smell good.
Yeah.
Oh, let's long rest then. And fuck.
And you're poisoned. And you're all poisoned. Okay, that shit was funny as fuck. So yeah. And I guess the last thing I want to talk about is fucking guys. I mean, hey, y'all seen any new anime recently? Go ahead. And now we're here to the anime elevator pitches section of the podcast. So Gracie, you go first. You let us know what you're watching. Would you recommend it, and what would you give it out of 10?
All right. I think first up, and I feel like Ned and I have talked a little bit about this in the Discord, but Kaiju number 8. I think this is an excellent anime. It is done by the studio that has created one of my favorite animes and masterpiece, FLCL, so it's IG Productions. They're fantastic. Kaiju number 8, to sum it up, basically it takes the lifelong concept of Japanese kind of lore with the giant monsters taking over the city, kind of like the Godzillas, the Mothmen, the King Kongs of the world, but they're a little bit smaller and there's more of them. But instead of following right away a shonen type hero who's just automatically OP or whatever, you get to see the guy that cleans up all the guts of the kaijus, and he's the background guy. And then he gets really strong, and it's cool to see this character grow. He's aptly named Kafka. I will not, spoil why, but for anyone who is, literate or likes to have read or has read any of those kinds of books in an AP Lit class.
That's a character in Honkai Star Rail's named Kafka.
I am illiterate, so I don't know.
Metamorphosis is the key word there. I would probably give it like an 8.5.
Wow.
Honestly, the art is just a huge part of it for me. There's a little bit of CG, but it doesn't take away from the main stuff. Unlike Chainsaw Man, I really wish they just drew Denji in his chainsaw mode. He didn't need to be CG'd, but yeah, it's funny. There are poop jokes. There's the fun fart jokes and whatever. The main character is a silly, goofy guy. Great, wholesome family fun, but all packaged up. So, yeah, I strongly encourage Kaiju number 8.
Okay. Eric, what about you?
So I'm glad you brought up Kaiju number 8 because that's been on my waiting list for a hot minute. So I might expedite that to the top. So I was put on, or I guess I was shook because I didn't realize we were going to do this again. But last time I was on the podcast, we talked about another anime that was mystery. And I brought up that's typically my favorite genre. So kind of following that trend, I would probably say Summertime Render. I will go ahead and say, like, I didn't watch the anime. I heard good news about it, good things about it, but I did read it. And that's why I feel pretty okay in recommending this. But basically, obviously this dude's from Japan because that's where a lot of these mangas and animes are geared towards. He grew up on an island, but after becoming of age, he went away to Tokyo to, get his degree. And he came back because he heard news that his best friend died growing up. Now, that's not a spoiler. That's probably in the first 10 minutes. So, yeah, there's that. But he felt like it was kind of off because they were always close. And people, when they talked about the subject, they kind of switched up a little bit. So he started investigating. And that's when shit kind of goes down. I would say the biggest things about this anime, I'm trying to be super vague on purpose, of course, but it's not another, but it's a time loop based thing. And it's really good because they always go down different tracks each and every time, trying to build up on what happened before. Obviously, the suspense gets larger and larger as he gets further and further down the island and the hidden truths, I would say. So I would definitely recommend that. Based on my anime list, it's 25 episodes, so it's pretty solid time, I would say.
What would you give it out of 10?
Since I read it, I'd probably say like 8.7.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow, a lot of high scores today.
But again, I don't know about the animation, but I assume it's good.
I got you. Well, I think I'm gonna give my suggestion here. Now, this one, I think everyone's seen it here. What? You don't even know what I'm gonna say. I just saw her face in the background. Listen, this is an older cut. You know what I mean? This one goes way back. Now, the hit show Monster Musume, it is. Now, I discovered this anime a long time ago. Back when I was a wee lad in high school, and it changed my life. It changed my fucking life. Generally, the concept of monster girls, life with monster girls, truly groundbreaking, and it's not a very good anime. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The story shallow as fuck. It is the only thing it really has going for it is pretty fucking funny. I think it's just it's got big titty anime girls and fucking just that kind of raunchy comedy. That's all it has going for it. But it's still a fun time. If you're into that kind of shit, yeah, I'd give that one a solid 5 out of 10. What
girl is your favorite? What's your favorite girl?
Oh, the spider one. Yeah, I think her name's Racnera. I don't know, something like that. But it's the spider bitch. She's my favorite one.
Is that why your name's Spider?
No, that's just what the streets call me. Everyone knows this. But that's my favorite. And it's okay, guys. I know that you have also seen it, Eric and Gracie, so it's totally fine. Rachel's actually the only person here who has not seen this anime.
I think I'm okay with that.
You shouldn't be, okay?
I shouldn't be okay with
You should reconsider that position.
Where do you even watch it?
It's on Crunchyroll. I believe it's on Hulu. There's a couple different options. So don't worry, I'll send you some links.
The thing about Crunchyroll is we don't have a premium account. And I'll be darned that I will try to use Ty's account to watch anything. So
It's true. He says he won't watch, Rachel. He says he won't look at what we
but
see.
he's fucking lying, bro. He checked
I'm
Jordan's thing while we were sitting with him.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I
think
low-key want to choose the craziest anime and just have it sitting there. Just click an episode for like 30 seconds, have it sit there and see how long he messaged me.
absolutely. It's true. You need to set up a bait car. You ever see that show back in the day?
I have not.
Oh, a bait car was the shit, bro. On True TV, they would set up a vehicle for people to steal, and then which, by the way, how is that not entrapment? I don't know. But then obviously the criminal pops into the car and they try to take off. The bait car locks them in, and then it's got cameras and shit too, so it's got them dead to rights. But yeah, that show was peak. But yeah, you got to set up a bait car. You got to find the perfect anime. I don't know what that would be, you know. But
especially because he gets notified that you someone logged in from South Carolina, so he knows when you've done it, so then he knows when to look.
yeah, what's the third most raunchiest anime? Because I already know the first two.
Oh, have you guys seen? Okay, I mean, I don't know if you guys would have ever watched it because it's like BL, but it's not so aggressively BL that you probably couldn't watch it. But it's.
I don't know. I don't know.
Boys love.
Thank you.
What?
So some people are cultured here. Thank you, Eric. Okay, you have taste. I see. No, but there's this one. It's super short. Okay, every episode is 5 minutes, and there's maybe 10 episodes, and it's specifically about this boy, man, child person who's probably 17, 18, but he saves a mermaid guy, and this guy just lives in his bathtub. And for whatever reason, every episode there's a different hot boy who joins, and sometimes they're an octopus boy, and sometimes they're a jellyfish boy, and then there's the snail. You should look up the snail boy. Let me see if I can find.
It's Rosario vampire but gay. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's just and it's aquatic. That's the twist. That's crazy, bro. No, I've never heard of BL before. What the fuck?
You've never heard of BL before?
Yeah, no, this sounds like a way more interesting version of Aquamarine, though. You never see that movie?
I was thinking.
Yeah, the Aquamarine.
In the bathtub.
Yeah, yeah. That movie was kind of the shit. My sisters used to watch the fuck out of that movie.
See, but that's a issue. It's I think that's a interesting idea, Gracie. But then the other thing is, if we're trying to pull a prank on Tyler, I'm gonna come back and look bad on me because it's bro, what the fuck are you looking at? Oh, just so I can say, "Ha, I got you, bitch." I do need to look at my account.
See,
I'm still losing.
See, that's why we got the receipts right here. See, Eric, this this absolves you. When he tries to indict you for your sins of watching, what was the show called?
Merman in my tub.
Merman in my tub. When he sees that, he's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And then you're gonna be like, "Ha, gotcha, bitch. See, I tricked
Gracie
you."
gave me that as a suggestion.
Yeah, Gracie, I'm about to have you on speed dial for this.
Well, here's the thing. Who knows? Ty could be watching the stream right now. And
Nah. He's chilling in Clarksville, probably. McCall asks, ask Gracie if she has ever seen Carnival.
Carnival.
Karneval. Carnival? I don't know. It's one of the two. I've never heard of that one before, though.
Oh my god, I have not, but I need to watch it. This looks so much up my alley. Oh my gosh. I've definitely seen these characters. Oh my god, why is this man blushing?
What's the one where
I'm going to go watch this.
What's the one where it's kind of weird and it's I think the butler's fucking some
Black Butler?
Yeah, that one. You should watch that one because then he'll be like, that's sus as fuck, because that one I believe has a weird dynamic between the child and the butler man. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I've never seen it, just so you guys know. I would like to put that on the record. I have not seen the show. I've just heard the weird things about it. So
Black Butler is a pretty good show.
What you just offered, Alex, is what Drake tried to spin. See, I planted these details. I know you might think that I am a pedophile. It's I'm not doing
No.
It's all full circle.
No.
Yeah, Alex is over here I don't know what Shotokan is, but I've heard of Black Butler. But
I don't know what that is. No, I genuinely don't know what Shotokan is. You have to explain. I swear, I pretty much just watch shonen. That's pretty much the only shit I watch.
Nah, you gotta branch out a little bit.
I know. I'm aware of that. I have a baby brain, taste for anime, I guess. But fucking, what are you gonna do? It's
I
just
thought you were like
cool.
a weeb, Alex. I guess you're not cool like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't seen fucking whatever mermaid in the bathtub. Yeah, it sounds like a real fucking cinematic masterpiece. Didn't know I was missing out on it.
See, no. That's not the issue at hand. It's just that's how you know you stepped into the realm of weebdom when you have random shit like that under your belt. That's all it really is.
Oh,
Well, I don't.
I haven't seen it, but at the same time, everybody has like their own pocket of stuff that most other people don't know.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I guess that's fair. I don't know. I just like what I like. You know what I mean? Just like cool superpowers and
You
that's fine.
gotta find a niche one of that to bring to the table, and they're like, "Oh, I've never heard of that." That's what he's saying. That you're too mainstream with your anime picks, and that's why you're not a weeb.
And I think I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I think I'm okay with that because I would hate to be a type in the comments type of Crunchyroll motherfucker. You know what I mean? I never see anything productive down there. I think I'm okay maybe with where I'm at. I'm sure there's this one that Tony watched back in the day, where he was talking about like, oh yeah, there's this girl and this guy, and she fucking decapitates herself or decapitates someone and shit like that, because fucking maybe she gets jealous, something like that. I don't know. And I was just listening the whole time, and I'm like thinking to myself, man, it just doesn't sound fun. Or
That feels like Future Diary.
I don't know. He'd have to tell me. It was so far back in the day. He just told me, he was like, yeah, it was super fucked up. And I'm just like, why did you watch? Like, I don't even watch true crime. Like, cause I don't want to see that shit. Like, it makes me anxiety. Like, it makes me anxious. I don't own a gun. The fuck am I gonna what am I gonna do if someone breaks through my window?
For you and Rachel, have you heard of Keijo?
No, I've never. You have to explain these terms. So what is a what is a Shotokan? What is a Keijo?
You want to know what Shotokan is?
What does that mean?
I feel like I'm at the hold that for after this game.
No, what does that mean?
Okay, so Keijo.
No, she's fucking avoiding it. What does that mean?
Well, you use Black Butler as the context.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking Google this. Let me Google this shit. Wait, should I Google this?
Not
Incognito,
without your
bro.
incognito.
No, fuck that. Never mind. I'll just fucking be.
It's probably like men
that.
and boys or something. Pedophilia, probably.
Is that? Oh no! Why do they have a term? Why do they have a term?
It's the same thing. It's the male equivalent, or little boy equivalent to lolicon.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Oh, that's gross. That's gross.
Keijo is this great. It's like a shonen. Okay, you have your training arcs, you have your fighting arcs. It's got a strong female protagonist. It's got tibbies. It's got booty. Like it's a sports shonen type anime with girls in bikinis.
Oh,
It's called
sports
Keijo.
though. Oh.
But it's great because they can only fight. They fight each other, but only with their ass.
Wait,
and
what?
boobs.
Yeah, they be throwing it back.
What do you mean by that?
So sumo wrestling, right? It's like the same premise, but you use your butt cheeks instead.
Oh, Eric, I'm so glad you know all these shows.
And
Don't. Hey. Word on the street is Tyler told me that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think he's got some splaining to do. He's got a little bit of explaining to do.
I got nothing to talk about. What you mean?
I thought, I don't know. I mean, see, like that's the thing too. Like, and maybe I'm a pussy, but like I just can't. There's some shit though. Like I think like more adult animes that just kind of make me feel a little too uncomfortable. Like we talked about it like last anime podcast, but Berserk is just a little too much for me. I can't lie.
Berserk it's a lot.
It's a little too
there's
much.
psychological, there's sexual. Like it's
That's
a traumatic thing to read and be a part of.
It is. I saw the the CGI movie version of it that Braden. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
97 anime.
I don't know what that means. See, again, she's saying things I don't understand what that
Watch
means.
the 1997 anime. It's the best version that exists.
Okay. So you're saying that what happens in the CGI version does not happen in the 97 version of the
No,
anime.
I'm saying the 1997 version is the best adaptation of it on screen. It looks the best. It is going to have the eclipse. Like the eclipse scene is there. You will have to deal with Casca.
Of course, yeah.
but it looks the best. It is like the best to
You just
like
the style
watch.
is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's valid. I do like older anime. That is something I generally tend to fall back on. So, oh, I see. These are the two. I see Gracie put in the chat the two suggestions.
Okay, let me send you a better shot of the Keijo.
Oh my god.
God.
Jesus. Jesus Christ. Whew. Okay, well, I love that there was no context for that one for people in the Discord.
I mean, how strong do your glutes have to be to support a human?
Pretty strong. That is so impressive. That's crazy. What is the name of this one? You didn't. Oh, it's called Keijo.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, I'll drop it.
Wow.
Whip.
Isn't that something?
But it is really funny.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll have to add it to the list of shit because we're still watching that Wizard one. It's still going pretty decent.
We can. It's
Mashal?
Yeah, but it's locked on Crunchyroll. We may have to crack into the Thai the bank of Thai to see it on Crunchyroll. You know, so I just gotta be careful. Not to watch anything else on that account.
Fun fact about Keijo is in Brazil, there's actually a Keijo fan club, and there's a group of women who, for a little bit at least, did do Keijo IRL and tried to make it a competitive sport.
That's crazy.
Really? That's so funny.
Yes.
I love it. Don't let your dreams be dreams, people. Get out.
Imagine seeing that at the Olympics.
God, if only.
I was gonna say, lots of men would be buying the tickets.
That's what I mean. That's essentially what like volleyball is to like a lot of dudes in the Olympics. Like my dad is one of those people. He'll just be
That's
like,
true.
he'll be like, you know
Your
what?
dad?
Yeah, he'll be like, yo, this is the fucking best part of this whole goddamn season.
Oh
And I'm
my
just sitting there like, I'm like, that's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy, bro. Oh shit.
I think so.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
What the
Is your
fuck?
face in her ass?
Is this the same genre as that volleyball show? What is it? Haikyuu?
Haikyuu? I mean,
It's
I guess.
anime, I guess.
Yeah, it's a sports anime.
Oh, okay, but it's not like okay. Well, I mean, I've never seen it. That's all I was.
Haikyuu's really good.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I've certainly got some homework for next time.
Yeah, we couldn't watch yours, Eric, because it was behind the paywall.
Yeah. So much shit on Crunchyroll is locked behind a paywall. So that is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Back when I
anime,
watched
bro.
it, it was free. Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Kiss Anime.
Kiss Anime. They shut that shit down. What are you talking about?
Does it not exist anymore?
No, I think they're like gone. But 9 Anime is currently open.
Oh, that's another one too that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, well, that one fucking sucks asshole though because I tell you what, man, you click off that screen for 1 second, click back in, pop up, bam, immediately. I don't know why.
Okay. So, see, I use Brave browser and
Brave browser.
It's like they get rid of ads on these websites, so I haven't noticed that for like several years. Just putting that out there.
Fine, I may have to swap back to Brave because I used it for a little bit when I was liberating a copy of the entire series of George Lopez that I did not do. Actually, this is a joke for the podcast purposes.
Right.
But yeah, it's it did the job. It did the job. Maybe I'll have to try it again. So I don't know. It's research for the anime podcast. That's fantastic. Well, all right. Well,
Do I get mine?
oh yeah, Rachel, I almost forgot about you. You
Just
just
because I didn't say
just
anything last
sitting back-
time. But I
yeah.
got something this time.
okay. Go ahead, Rachel. You have
I
the
bet
floor.
people have heard this one, but this one I liked. Ben, you didn't watch it with me. If I could say it right, Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. It's basically adults living their lives as weebs, and that's about it.
Wait, what's it called?
Love is Hard for an Otaku.
Love is hard for an otaku.
Yeah, so basically otaku is like, basically like a gaming nerd kind of.
Oh.
And so the guy just plays on his Switch at work and stuff, and I'm like, damn, this is how it is. This is I see my life right in this anime. That's
They're
crazy.
just like me. They just like me.
Because they have to like low key like live their life like they're like hiding their weebness because it's like frowned upon. So then like when the main characters they like figure out like they're like weebs, then they like do stuff together and like they have a group of 4 and they all just like play games and stuff and it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fun one. You know, it sounds reminiscent of the hit anime Sword Art Online.
No, it is not.
It sounds exactly like
I
it.
don't think it
They
did.
weren't hiding that they were otakus. They literally all got stuck in the game because everyone was an otaku.
Oh, I was just bullshitting. I haven't seen Sword Art Online in forever.
Oh
Actually,
my
I did. That shit was back in the day. I was like, yo, this shit is fucking fire. I was like,
Yeah, until season 2 happened.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
his sister.
Well, they
Why?
were cousins, but yeah, it was like, why did they have to make this unnecessary?
It was
like
so
add-on
odd and
of the
unnecessary
incest in the game,
Yeah.
and then like Asuna like being like tentacled in season 2, which
I remember
led to
that,
an unhealthy, haname consumption for myself personally. But
Yeah, I'm not- yeah,
one
I saw
door
that
leads
too.
to another.
It's true. You know, unfortunate the things that can unexpectedly spring up from these shows. I tell you what. But yeah, that shit was. It was the first season. I thought was actually pretty decent of that anime, so I didn't mind Sword Art Online back when I was younger. But yeah, it is definitely not. It is not at all that good these days. I mean, maybe if you watch, I don't know. You should watch it. Let me know what
No,
you.
it's okay.
Oh, have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, but
You should just see. I think the first season genuinely.
it's okay.
No, you're just not even interested at all.
Well, what's the genre?
The genre? I don't know.
Is it slice of life? Because that's what I like.
Is it slice? I don't know. I feel like it's.
I feel like it sounds fighty.
Hold on, let me. I mean, that's part of it. Hold on. What genre is this? Okay, well, it doesn't say.
Action, adventure, and science fiction.
Oh.
That's not really my vibe.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There's not enough. There's not enough scenes of
Everyday life.
everyday life. Unfortunately, it's everyday life in the game. What the fuck are you writing? A hot brooding voice blushy? Oh my god.
She knows what she likes. You can't knock it.
I guess so. And with that, I think that's gonna be all the time we have for today. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this most dynamic version of the Golden Geese Podcast, episode number 6. All right, well, goodbye, guys. Hey.